What's up everybody, back again with a little video. Today I just want to talk about some street photography with my FUJIFILM X100V. Recently it snowed here in Vancouver and I wanted to take the camera out and take some street photography with it. I get super pumped whenever it snows here in Vancouver. It's kind of like a really rare thing. So every time it snows here, I'm always ready to go out with a camera, capture some street photography, because the city is like beautiful. Like on that first snow day, the city's kind of blanketed in this beautiful snow, and it's a rare sight, especially for Vancouver. We normally just get a lot of rain here, just like one day a year. It's snow, and it's good looking snow. So yeah, I just wanted to share my experience with this FUJIFILM X100V because recently it's really become my primary camera for street photography. I think this is the perfect, like, serious street photography camera. Like, obviously any camera can be for street photography, and you know I got a Ricoh. So the Ricoh I still use, the GR3, whenever I don't really actually intend to go out for photos, but when I actually have intention to take photos, and like that's my sole purpose of going out, I usually take the X100V. Because it is bigger, so I need to like mentally prepare myself that I'm taking a larger camera and I'm actually gonna shoot with it. So yeah, when it snowed this day, let's just go over a few photos and I'll like kind of just walk you through my process of shooting street photography with it. Straight out of camera JPEGs, classic neg, everything on manual, aperture, shutter speed, and white balance. Here you can see it's really snowy out there. I really actually like the pops of red in the snow. It looks super awesome. And just like, it really just, boom, it really stands out. So with the FUJIFILM, this X100V, it's got a 35mm equivalent, so it's pretty standard for street photography to use this lens. It's that sweet, not too far, not too close focal length, so you can kind of capture your environment but also focus in on the subject. So this here is really nice, just focusing in, and the background's like a little blurred. Basically all these photos are shot using f2.0. So I like shooting f2, it's just my thing. I just like whenever I get closer to an object, I do like focusing in and trying to get some depth of field. So f2 works really well for me. I love shooting into windows. It's funny when people like see you. I don't really care about that. It's kind of funny just capturing that reaction if you get it. So you can see it's actually snowing pretty hard, and the Fuji X100V is weather sealed, but you need to buy an adapter and attach a filter to get the full weather sealing. You can see on my camera here, I'm just rocking, just a square head on here, and that's about it. That's the only accessory, and like of course the wrist strap. So square hood and wrist strap. No thumb grip. So actually I recently just purchased a thumb grip, so I'll probably do a little video on that once I get it. But I really do recommend getting a thumb grip because it's really hard to hold this one-handed and operate, because the back is just super smooth back here, and there's really nowhere for your thumb to rest. So whenever I'm holding this camera, my thumb's like this, and I always hit this dial by accident too. So once that thumb grip gets in here, it'll be helpful. And I actually did drop this camera out there because I was wearing gloves, and luckily it just dropped in the corner. I don't know if you see it here, right there. Oh man, I don't know, there's like a little bit of some scratches there. Oh, the thing's pretty solid. It fell straight onto concrete. It's scratched up, got dented right there, but it's not bad. It survived, and could have fallen on a much worse corner, but luckily this metal top part of this body took all the blow, and thank God it's okay. Okay, here we go. This is a little portrait that I took of a stranger. She noticed me shooting with this camera, and the thing with this X100V, especially if you're getting it in silver, it's a very eye-catching camera. It's like a beautiful camera. Sometimes I wish it was just black, so it's a little more stealth. But she was getting it at FUJIFILM herself, and it was coming in the mail, so she was really excited. and she's just talking to me about how I like the camera, and yeah, it's really cool. It's cool like meeting other people who shoot Fujifilm as well, and then when people are excited about it, I get excited, and that's a good time. I was inside a cafe shooting outside. Beautiful like snow, backlit by the sun and the clouds. Just love like the shots of the snow falling. It's so nice. And again, all straight out of camera, no editing, no post. So I walked through Chinatown. It means a lot to me, as I always go there when I was a kid with my mom and dad and my grandparents. And yeah, a lot of nostalgic feelings whenever I come back to Chinatown. Just like a really interesting place to shoot as well. A lot of interesting characters and a lot of interesting buildings, old buildings. Here I actually saw some line dancers, so I got in there, got some shots. Super happy with how this turned out. Really happy with that. It just looks awesome. So this was just the weekend of Chinese New Year. So the celebrations are out, people were selling lanterns. Of course with the pandemic, it's just, you know, not as bustling as it used to be, which is kind of sad. Hopefully we can get back to it normal and just celebrate like we used to. Go to some old butcher shops, love shooting there. It's just that dirty, gritty textures you get on the street. It's pretty awesome. Like this building, that symmetry, and then there's like a little seagull in the center there. It looks really nice. I think the theme of this street photography session was red. Anything red really popped out against the snow, and it just looks awesome. Really like shooting against, looking for reflections, anything interesting like that, and shooting against that creates a really interesting composition, I find. Again, look at that red. The red really pops. Maybe it's the classic neg, I don't know, but just the environment of the blue and the white really contrasts the red really nice. Here we go. There's some shots on the bridge looking down. Love like putting myself in interesting angles, getting high up, shooting low down. You can always get some really interesting angles. If there's any like bridges or like tall buildings in your area, like I recommend checking it out and then like shooting down. You can get some really interesting compositions. Sometimes people think I use a drone for these shots. I really enjoyed my time shooting with the X100V that day. It was like awesome. The only one thing, the battery life, I was shooting for like 4 hours outside, so the battery life did like take a pretty big hit, especially being out in the cold weather. I did bring an external battery charger with me, so I would plug it in every time I wasn't using the camera or if I was walking a further distance. It's a small battery in the X100V, you know, like, so I would recommend if you're going for like a long day of shooting, I would recommend getting a larger battery, or not larger battery. I would recommend getting extra batteries, unless you're okay with just taking a like 15-minute break and charging your X100V with an external battery pack, which is convenient. You know, it plugs right into the USB-C port, and then I just pop it in my bag and give it a charge. 15 minutes gets me going for a bit longer. Yeah, that's about it. I would, in the future, I do want to do some more like some POV street photography videos, just to share a bit more of my thoughts on street photography with the X100V. But yeah, it's such a beautiful camera. Autofocus worked really well, and it's just a joy to shoot. Full manual. It's really fun, and the images, I'm really happy with these images, straight out of camera. So super simple. I think like for me, since I work as a photographer, I really want a camera that is easy to use and doesn't require really any post-production work, because I just want to enjoy my images. I don't want to take it into post and then like put it in Lightroom and doing all the edits there and then exporting it out again and selecting the ones I want to keep on my phone. It's just kind of a process that I don't want to deal with right now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this little video. Subscribe if you already haven't for more content. I think in my future video I'm going to go back to the Ricoh, talk a bit more about that guy. But yeah, let me know your thoughts if you've got an X100V. What do you guys like to shoot? What kind of content you want to see? Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.